Hi, boys and girls. I'm going to attempt to teach you a math lesson via video call. I don't know what it's called, but anyway. Okay, so today we're going to talk about factors. Before we begin, I want you guys to have a couple things out so that you can be interactive with me in this video. These are just some things that I think would be helpful for you to have. For today's math lesson, you're going to need a pencil or an erasable pen, your choice. You're going to need some kind of scrap paper. Instead of a paper and pencil, you could also use an Expo marker and a wipe-off board if you have it. Okay, and then we're going to be working with 3 documents today. I'm going to show you over here what those 3 documents are called. Okay, so you have a Google Doc called Notes on Factors. I have uploaded that into the math section in our Google Classroom, so you should be able to find it there. It looks like this. It says Notes on Factors, and it says is it divisible by, and then it also has like divisibility rules. It would be good if you could print this paper out because it'll be helpful for you and you can keep it in your math toolkit. Another thing that I've put in your math section that I think you should print out for yourself today is this graphic organizer. You're going to see it better once I start the video. Once I start the lesson. But it's 2 pages, and if you have it available for you during this lesson, it'll definitely be helpful, and you can write all the stuff that I'm writing along with me. It will be good practice. Okay, and then the other thing that you might just want to have up on your computer screen, handy somewhere off to the side, is this factors assessment sheet. Okay. Okay, so I wanted to clear this off. So this is going to be the assignment that you guys need to complete for today's practice. We're going to be working on it in part 2 of the video. Okay? All right, so for right now, I'm going to go back and put this up. Keep these notes on factors handy. I'm going to just leave it off to the side. All right. So here's our big question today. Our question is, what is a factor? We're also going to focus on multiples today, but let's just zoom in on that word factor for a second. You guys remember back in the day, back in early, I don't know, November, maybe December, I don't know. Anyway, we talked about factors and products, and I made you guys all say the factor, product. And you had to put your hands up like that to show that it was a multiplication sign. So we're going to kind of use that vocabulary today, so hopefully you remember that from last time. Factor, of course, you have 2 factors that you multiply together, and that's what makes the product, right? Okay, so what we're going to be trying to focus in on today is finding all the factors of the number 6. So we're trying to figure out how many different ways can we build or make number 6. That'll tell us what are the factors of 6. Okay? Before we get there, I want to just backtrack just a little bit, and I want to show you a little something. Okay, so it's been said, I'm not saying that you guys think this way, but I kind of know kids, and kids sometimes think of numbers as like this whole big like jumbled mess, and they're all disorganized and going crazy all together, and it kind of looks like a tornado, doesn't it? Like, so kids think of like numbers as like tornadoes, and no wonder why things can get really crazy and confusing. But to me, every number is this neat tornado. And there's going to be other numbers on this tornado that relate to the main tornado number. It's going to make a lot more sense as I keep going, okay? So here's my nice, neat, organized tornado. Every single number is going to have multiples and it's going to have factors. Okay? Right in there's the factors. Okay, so let's use that to help us with this. Okay, so this is the sheet that I gave to you guys. So you have a PDF and you could have printed out. It's important to remember that multiples build up and factors break down. That again is going to make a lot more sense when I start explaining it. Okay, so let's work with the number 6. Okay, first we're going to think of what are the factors of 6? What are different ways that I can make number 6? So factors. How can I make 6? It's got to be multiplication, right? So something times something equals 6. Every single number is going to have 1 and itself as a factor, because every single number you can multiply by 1 and it will give you that number. Okay, so a 1, the number 1 is given. All right, now is the time when this sheet is going to come in handy to you. After you've done number 1, you want to move on to number 2. Okay, I'm trying to make this so that we can see what I just did over there. Okay, so then we're going to move on to 2. So 2 times what equals 6? Well, 2 times 3 equals 6, right? Yeah. All right, we did 1, we did 2. Now let's do 3. 3 times what equals 6? We just did that. 3 times 2 equals 6, right? But that's a turnaround fact. And we don't want to repeat any turnaround facts. So get that out of there. But the good thing about finding a turnaround fact is that it usually means you're done finding all the factors to that number. Okay? So the factors for number 6 are 1 and 6, 2 and 3. That's it. And we're going to list them in my nice, neat tornado going down from 6. So, for example, okay, we would start with 6 and we would go down. All right, so 6, 3, 2, 1. Those are the factors of 6. Okay? The factors of 6 are 3, 2, 1. They are breaking down 6. They're going down. That's why the cone, the tip of the cone of the little tornado is this way, because it's going down into smaller numbers. And there's an end. There's an end in sight. There's a certain amount of factors. Okay? But multiples, on the other hand, are a totally different story. Multiples build the number up, right? So what you're trying to do with multiples is you're asking yourself, what are you going to multiply that number by? Whatever you multiply that number by is going to be a multiple of 6. So 6 times anything will give you a multiple of 6. Okay? So let's just list the first 5. 6 times 1, that's 6. 6 times 2, 2, that's 12. 6 times 3, That's 18. And so on and so on and so on. All right, if we were going to put this in our organized tornado, it would be like this. We would say 6, then we would say 12, then it goes to 18. All right, 6 times, so that was 6 times 3. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 5 is 30. And they would just keep going and going and going. There is no end to the amount of multiples that you can have. They keep going until infinity and beyond. All right, we could bring in some, Toy Story action for you. All right, now I'm going to pause there so that you guys can then go to part 2 of the video.